Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people share their experiences in a coma. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. A friend of mine was in a 6-month coma after an accident. Afterwards, he made sure to tell everyone around him to talk to people in a coma because they can hear you. But he noted that they should always tell the person in a coma what happened, where they are, and what's happening to them, because he said that his moments of lucidity were mixed with some truly horrifying dreams, and he had trouble distinguishing between what was real and what were dreams. He said he just wanted to be told what was real and what was happening. Whoa! Oh, that is so confusing. So basically, he's been living in a nightmare. Whoa. That must be scary, just having nightmares for days straight. And you don't know what's real and what's fake. Oh, that is scary. I was put in an induced coma when I was 9 years old after a pretty bad car accident, which left me with a fractured skull. All I remember is a bad dream about having a bad headache, and hearing my older sister telling everyone, including my friends, to get out of her way because she wanted to see me. I found out later that this was on the night it happened, and they were trying to calm her down before she saw me. This is making me emotional, man. That image that I had, like you just want to see someone that you love. I remember what put me in a coma. Then I remember being unconscious, but hearing my parents' hallucinations and then nothing for 5 weeks. My next memory is at home and my doctor visiting me. I would feel so robbed of time, because some people are in a coma for a really long time. And if they do wake up, bless them for waking up. But they must feel like so many things have changed, and it just feels like nothing has changed around them, right? But then the people around them has changed. Because if you're in a coma, your last memory is just going to be of the last day you were conscious. So you feel like that's just yesterday. But then if it's been like a year, the people around you are going to be different. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of sad, because I feel like people will grow distant with you, but then you still feel like you're so close to them because you felt like it was just yesterday. But people have moved on and life keeps going on, kind of thing. Yo, that's so sad. My friend was in a coma about 10 years ago for roughly 3 weeks. Car accident. When he woke up, we visited him, and when I was alone with him, he told me it was like a lucid dream. The real world was gone, and he felt like he was in a world he could create himself for years. He was dead serious too. He talked on and on about how he had a slight understanding that he was not in the real world anymore, and that he thought he might be in heaven, about how he felt he was actually dying, and his last few seconds just stretched on and on forever. He said that's what it felt like. He mentioned that he could fly in the coma dream, and that it was amazing. Wow, a different world where you could do anything you want? That sounds kind of cool, but I don't wish this upon anyone, But he sounded so happy in there. Oh, jeez. A few years ago, my dad was in a medically induced coma for about 2 weeks. Everyone thought he was completely unconscious the whole time until he woke up and started mentioning conversations people had around him while he was under. This even surprised the doctors. Oh, the two-faced people must be scared. I'm kidding. But imagine if someone was bad-mouthing him while he was in a coma. Oh my gosh, that's so awkward. He said that from his perspective, it was like he was asleep most of the time, but he would occasionally wake up and could hear what was going on around him without being able to move or do anything before he would eventually drift back to sleep. Wow. So he would just wake up but not wake up. So he would just wake up to hear things, and then he'll just go back to sleep. Oh my gosh, what the heck? I don't know why, but reading this makes me nervous about people that has heard bad things, Like, what if they're in a coma and then someone's like, we have to give up on him/her now? Yo, that's dark. I was in a coma for 11 days, severe brain injury. I don't remember being in a coma or waking up from a coma. I lost several years of memories prior to the coma, and my brain didn't really start to retain information again until 6 weeks after I came out of the coma. I'm told that my personality changed afterwards. I had to rebuild most areas of my life. It sucked, but it was probably a good thing. Although I'd be lying if I said I never wondered what my life would be like if I've never had the coma. I love how they're still thinking about it as a good thing and they're keeping it positive. That must be tough, losing your memory and just not remembering it, and how frustrating it must be when you can't remember anything. After being in a really bad accident that left one of my good friends, the driver, brain dead, they put me into a chemically induced coma for under a week to prevent brain damage due to swelling. When I first woke up, my memory was much better than it was as it gradually faded in the days to come. I have a journal my mother recorded things in, and I record many things I shouldn't have been able to immediately after waking up. Today, I have very little memory of it all, but I can definitely say that having positive people around you definitely helps when you're in a situation like that. If you have a friend in this situation, don't disregard them. Even though your life has moved on, they may wake up one day and in their mind, not a day has passed since the last conversation they had with you. This is what I meant. This is what I meant when I say people must feel so robbed of their time. Because to them it's just yesterday, you know. But to their friends it might have been years, and that relationship just might fade, you know. I was out for 14 days, no white light, no tunnel, nothing. Woke up and couldn't remember who I was. For 6 months, never fully recovered, so I just started life again. Turns out I'm a completely different person than I was, and that is a really good thing. I get memories now and then. They aren't pleasant. A woman came and sat by my bed for 6 weeks. Turns out she was my ex-lover. I couldn't remember her. Didn't recognize my mother. Whoa, that's so scary to think about, not recognizing anyone that you love. That's also a nightmare for the people that love you as well. A girl talked about her experience and she mentioned that it was like going in and out of sleeping/dreaming. Just when she would feel like she was waking up, she could hear parts of conversations or the TV, but she would slip right back to sleeping. She also said when people would clean her, she could feel them touch sensitive parts of her, like her armpit and butthole area. She could feel it. Oh. It's not that awkward because she's not conscious while people are doing that. But that's so odd how she can feel it. The person I knew in a coma was in it for about 3 weeks and had no recollection of being in a coma. The doctor was saying his name real loud and he finally woke up one day. The doctor asked him if he was insert real name. The patient said yes, and whom do I have the pleasure of speaking to? Back to the doctor. Oh my gosh. Yes, and who may you be? That's so polite. How nice. I was in a coma for 3 days after an emergency C-section. They actually lost me for a couple of minutes after they delivered my twin boys. I remember hearing the sound of my dad crying close by. Oh, that is so heartbreaking. Thank gosh they're okay. Thank gosh. Oh, jeez. Whoa. That's really sad. I was in a coma for about 2 weeks following a cardiac arrest as a teen. I was technically dead for over an hour, in fact. People often ask me if I could hear my family talking to me or if I was dreaming. The answer is no. There is a huge hole in my memory beginning about 2 weeks before the coma through a week after waking up. And waking up is in quotes because I would wake up, ask a bunch of semi-incoherent questions, fall back under, then wake up again and ask the exact same questions in the exact same order. Repeat 6 or 7 times. The coma was not even blackness. It just does not exist. I remember having the hardest time believing it was actually mid-October when the last day I remembered was late September. So I'm assuming to them it just felt like they were sleeping because they couldn't hear anything. But I don't get the part where they say they would wake up and then ask questions and then fall back under. Like they would actually wake up? Or they think they woke up? Huh? I had a seizure and was in a medically induced coma for 3 days when I was 17. To be honest, I don't remember anything. I remember fading in and out of the anesthesia, trying to pull my breathing tube out, and that my hands were restrained to the bed so I couldn't. When I woke up and was coherent, I couldn't recall anything from actually being in the coma. They had even moved me to a hospital over 100 miles away. It was really just nothing but black. No dreams, no lights, no voices, just nothing. Whoa, so they just wake up and then suddenly it's like a different year or something. Oh, jokes, it's 3 days. Jokes, 3 days. I've always been curious about these kind of things, you know? Like, just curious about other people's experiences. Because it just sounds so crazy. When I was a kid, my best friend got hit by a car at age 12. She was in a coma for I think a little over a year. She said she felt like she was asleep, but was most freaked out when she woke up and saw that she had gone through puberty while in coma. No way. That's weird to wake up to, isn't it? Man, just going through puberty and not knowing you went through it. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!